Welcome to The Explainer. Get ready because today we're uncovering the hidden origin of what is absolutely, without a doubt, the most strategically important technology company on planet Earth. We constantly hear about the titans of tech, right? The massive brands that build our gadgets and power our software. But behind all of them sits a single hidden engine. Today, we're decoding the ultimate modern monopoly.
Okay, let's dive into this. What actually powers the entire digital world? I mean, really think about it. What connects the smartphone sitting in your pocket, those massive servers running the latest artificial intelligence, the self-driving vehicles on our roads, and the satellites pushing the boundaries of space exploration? Well, every single one of these miraculous technologies relies on advanced computer chips to function. But where do the absolute best, most cutting-edge chips actually come from?
Here's the ultimate paradox of our modern age. Every single advanced chip requires manufacturing machines made by just one little-known Dutch company called ASML. Without their machines, the modern digital infrastructure that we rely on every single day, it simply wouldn't exist. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. The entire global tech ecosystem ultimately rests on the shoulders of a company that most people walking down the street have never even heard of.
Section 1. The beginning. A small team with a bold vision. So this undisputed global monopoly actually started out as a humble underdog. ASML wasn't just born yesterday. They were founded back in 1984 as a joint venture between Philips and ASM International over in the Netherlands. In those early days throughout the 80s and 90s, this was just a small, deeply dedicated team battling some incredibly complex early challenges in the semiconductor space. They had a bold vision for sure, but it required an immense amount of patience as they navigated those hurdles alongside a rapidly growing but pretty volatile tech market into the 2000s. They were playing the long game from day one.
Section 2. The engineering challenge, hitting the physical limits. Now, to really understand ASML's moat, you have to understand lithography. Think of it like a highly advanced, unimaginably precise printing press that uses light to etch microscopic circuits onto silicon wafers. As the tech world demanded smaller, faster, and way more powerful chips, this process became incredibly difficult. I mean, they were literally bumping up against the laws of physics. Let's break down how this seemingly impossible engineering feat actually works step by step. First, you have to shine a perfectly precise beam of light through a blueprint of the chip's circuit. Second, you use some of the most advanced optics and mirrors ever created by humanity to shrink that pattern down to a microscopic scale. And finally, in step 3, that microscopic pattern of light is exposed onto the silicon wafer, etching the circuit. The precision here is mind-boggling. When you're trying to print lines that are only a few atoms wide, any tiny vibration or even a subtle change in room temperature completely ruins the entire process. ASML had to absolutely perfect this.
Section 3. The EUV breakthrough. Doing the impossible.
You see, traditional lithography eventually hit a physical wall. The wavelengths of light they were using were just too wide to draw the ultra-tiny circuits needed for modern AI and smartphones. So, to push past it, ASML spent decades of intensive research pioneering extreme ultraviolet, or EUV lithography. By harnessing light with an unimaginably short wavelength of just 13.5 nanometers, they achieved revolutionary precision. This breakthrough completely shifted the paradigm. It changed semiconductor manufacturing forever.
As one industry expert noted, reproducing this technology today is nearly impossible due to the decades of research, development, and deep customer collaboration required. ASML didn't just build a machine, they built a massive, almost insurmountable barrier to entry. Just to put this into perspective, a single EUV machine costs over $200 million. It weighs 180 tons, and it takes 3 Boeing 747s just to move the thing. No way anyone is easily copying that. They worked intimately with their partners and customers for years to get this right. And because of that massive head start, plus the sheer scale and complexity of EUV technology, no competitor has been able to match their capabilities. They made themselves completely indispensable.
Section 4. Powering the digital world, the invisible giant today. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how ASML's monopoly has a tangible, global impact across all modern human endeavors. The world's leading chipmakers, whether they're producing components for those massive AI servers driving the current tech boom, the smartphones and laptops we use every single day, cutting-edge medical technology, or space and scientific research, they all rely entirely on ASML's machines. Their technology touches every single one of these major industries. Section 5, the future. Next generation innovation. Now, ASML is absolutely not resting on its laurels. With the demand for advanced chips skyrocketing, largely driven by this explosive boom in artificial intelligence, they're already pushing the boundaries even further. Their next frontier is high-NA EUV technology. This is a massive leap that allows for even denser, far more complex circuitry. It's the critical next step required to support future AI-driven computing and ensure the relentless pace of global tech innovation continues. They're literally already solving the impossible problems of tomorrow, today.
Section 6. Lessons from ASML. The blueprint for success.
So, what does this all mean? Well, there are some seriously powerful lessons here for any entrepreneur or business leader. First, master one difficult problem better than anyone else on the planet. For ASML, that was lithography. Second, long-term innovation requires incredible, unwavering patience. EUV took decades to develop. Third, true collaboration with your partners creates industry-wide success. And fourth, the most influential companies aren't always famous. ASML doesn't build your laptop, they don't build your smartphone, and they certainly don't build AI, yet they enable every single one of them. Which leaves us with this final, truly provocative thought to take away from today's explainer. If the entire digital world relies so heavily on just one invisible Dutch company, who else is working quietly behind the scenes? What other hidden engines are out there silently powering our modern world without us even realizing it? Thank you so much for joining me. Keep asking those big questions and keep exploring the hidden structures of our world.